Hello my magical light beings, and welcome to this video. I hope you all have an amazing day today. I actually wanted to film this video outside, but then the universe, creation, thought, let's make it rain. So now we're inside, and that's as well totally fine. And yeah, let's start. So today I will be talking about a new earth. I don't know if some of you have heard this term. It's being used in like the spiritual community movements. We use the term a new earth because that's what they call 5D consciousness, is a new earth. But I wanted to talk about today my perspective on a new earth. Yesterday I finished actually reading the book A New Earth. I have it right here. It's the book A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I have no clue if I pronounce his name right, but this is the way I've been saying it the whole time. So yeah, let's talk about it. So the term A New Earth is being used for the ascension process, what is happening on Earth right now, from the 3D timeline to the 5D timeline. And it's about a new way of living, a new consciousness being birthed on Earth. And this is like a very long process if you look at it from the Earth perspective, because the Earth has a certain time while time does not exist. So it's very simple. The term A New Earth is being used for the ascension process, for maybe this age of Aquarius, for the 5D ascension timeline. The thing is, some people misinterpret. How do you say that even? Misinterpret? I can't say it. Misinterpretate? I don't know. English is not my first language, so to know that. And they think that a new earth is a destination, that we are moving towards a new earth. And it's kind of true if you look at it from the physical plane. We are indeed manifesting from the 5D timeline consciousness in the physical. So let's talk a little bit about the 5D consciousness. The 5D timeline is as well not a destination. It's not like let's move into 5D and then you will see around you this paradise. 5D timeline, the 5D consciousness, 5D energy, it is energy. So it's something to tap into, and it's living from a higher perspective, from higher vibrational frequencies, from unconditional love, from harmony, from actually just everything that has to do with the heart. It's in the 5D timeline. You know that everything is one and there is no separation. And that's the thing, in the 3D timeline there is separation. And that's what is with this new earth. It's all about that we let go of the idea of separation and that we know we're all one on a core level. So with the 5D timeline, with new earth, this new earth is right now. It's right here in the present moment, because the only moment that exists is now. We're moving towards a new earth. So next week, or like in 20 years, we will have a beautiful new earth. That's not how it works, because if you want to create something, you know, for yourself, you have to do it right now. What can you do in this present moment to change the next now moment? And if you won't change this now moment, then nothing will happen in the next now moment. And that is with the new earth as well, and the 5D timeline, the 5D ascension process. It's all about, because the word spiritual, the spiritual community, I have my personal opinions about that as well. The spiritual community is actually a community of physical beings that look within, because the word spiritual only means looking within, because spiritual is not the physical. And that is what is with the 5D timeline, the new Earth. It is all about looking within to heal and to awaken to your true self that is within. It's not outside of yourself. I have my own perspective on the new Earth. You know, that they use the phrase a new Earth because what is new? My perspective on the word new is when you don't know something. And to the people that are already awakened to this information, it's actually not new anymore. It's just Earth. And they know that it's right now and that it's actually not new. Even from the higher dimensions, it's not new. This has already all played out. All these, like the Earth timeline, the time here on Earth is very slow, but from a higher dimensional state, this whole story of the ascension process is already played out. So we are just walking the path right now, and that's what I have with the word new, only to people that are not awakened and have no clue what is like happening with the ascension process. It's indeed new, but the moment they wake up to this information, it is not new anymore. And I thought about this yesterday. It is indeed kind of a new Earth way of living. So if we are in the 5D consciousness, in the 5D timeline, we try to live from love, because the 5D timeline is love, and the 3D timeline is the timeline of fear and separation. So what happens in a physical form, if we are starting to live on Earth from the 5D timeline, we start to manifest products and ideas from that level of consciousness. So the producing of certain items will come from that level of consciousness. So the 5D consciousness, so that will be from love. And right now we also have a 3D timeline where products are being made from fear. And that is like, there are two different viewpoints on a new Earth. So you will have a new Earth on a physical level, and you will have a new Earth on a spiritual level. But when you wake up to that information, it's not new anymore, because it's just right now. So what he talks about in the book as well is he says as well, like, it's right now, it's in this present moment. What can you do in this present moment? And he talked as well at the end of the book, and if you don't want any spoilers, so I will not recommend listening to this piece of the video, but he talked about 3 ways of conscious living. And he said, you're consciously living if you or accept the present moment, enjoy the present moment, or be enthusiastic about the present moment. If you don't have any of these 3 in your present moment, then you have to stop for a moment and observe why you are not accepting it, enjoying it, or being enthusiastic about it. There are certain things we have to do here on Earth, like things we maybe think are not significant or not important at all, like cleaning the house or whatever. But if you don't accept that thing, then there is something you're not fully present, you're not at peace. And that is consciously living, being at peace and being in the present. So what is it that you are resisting in that moment? And that's what he talked about as well in the book. I'm not gonna go too much into that because I will recommend reading the book. But that is the new Earth, what's new Earth all about. To be living from or acceptance, enjoyment, or be enthusiastic about this present moment, because it's all right now in this present moment. And that's what a new Earth is all about, to be living from the higher perspective, to observe but to be fully present, and to anchor in that consciousness of love and light and gratitude and acceptance. So for some people it's maybe confusing to know what the 5D timeline, you know, when you're in the 5D timeline, it's not that you ignore the 3D timeline. Feel Good Phil, he talked about this as well. If you want to drink 5 glasses of something, you cannot ignore the first 3. You have to drink the first 3. So that's what is in the 5D timeline. It's not that we stand higher than the 3D timeline, not at all. It's just an evolution of expansion of consciousness. So you have the 3D timeline, they look from this level, so they are here and they look that way. they don't look up because that's a 3D timeline. They cannot perceive that higher, only if the universe wakes them up or whatever happens. Then you have the 4D, that's kind of a in-between phase, and then you have the 5D. And 5D can look at 3D, of course, because that's where it came from anyway, because it ascended. But it's not that you have in 5D to be looking down the whole time. It's like you look as well forward and not down. But you know it exists and you know it is there and you accept it because that is consciously living. That you accept the fact that there's as well a 3D timeline right now. And that is what I guess a new earth is all about. And the age of Aquarius, that at some point the 3D timeline will fall away from this earth. But it will still exist somewhere else because it's not something that can disappear, because like the glasses story, if you want to drink 5 glasses, the first 3 have to be there. They cannot go away. And that's what's mostly happening. Like the 5D timeline can see the 3D timeline, but the 3D timeline cannot see the 5D because they look this way and they don't look up, because they are using the blinders of separation, of fear of the lower vibrational emotions. But my message is with this video about a new earth that it's all right now. It's all about choosing love over fear in any situation, and to observe if something is triggering you, to step aside from the ego that wants to react, and then instead, after you have observed and maybe meditated, to respond, to ask questions. And the 5D timeline is just a higher perspective. It's not a higher place. It's not that the 5D timeline is better or worse, because that is again the 3D timeline of this and that. It's good and bad, because that's the separation again of the 3D timeline. And in the 5D timeline, everything is one. So it's not good, it's not bad, it's just is. It is being. And that's the whole point of a new earth, that people live from a state of being. They are present in the moment, and from that state they or accept the present moment, they or enjoy the present moment, or be very enthusiastic about it, and then from that state create and live fully consciously and present. So I guess that's what I wanted to say today with this video. I hope that brought some awareness about the new earth. I recommend reading the book. It's a really good book, and I'm not saying that the book is right or wrong. It's just information. That's with everything. Every book that's made, it's just information. You can observe it if you like it, if you don't, if it resonates with your personal truths or not, that's all okay. I would love to know what you think about the term a new earth, what you feel with it, and yeah, let me know. I hope you all have an amazing day today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to like this video or subscribe, it's up to you. What can you do today to step into that higher perspective, that higher awareness, to or accept the situation, enjoy the situation, or be enthusiastic about it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye.